Has anybody ever sung a piece of music or heard a piece of music with the same title, Agnus Dei? Yeah, there's probably 1,000,000,001 songs with the same title. That's because the Agnus Dei is a part of the Catholic Church service, and it's been that way ever since the beginning of church services thousands of years ago. So lots of composers have written music specifically for this part of the church service. That's why there's so many pieces of music with the same title. Now in the church service, it's sung in Latin, and the words basically translate to begging God for forgiveness, for mercy, but to grant us peace. So there's a sense of urgency to the music, a sense of pleading, of begging, but it's also very peaceful because the words are grant us peace. So the text is in Latin. We're not going to worry too much about the text today, but it is really simple. We're going to focus today on the harmonies. There's some really lush, rich harmonies in here, and we want to work on really getting our intonation. So can everybody turn to the first page? And what we're going to do, I'd just like everybody to sing the first pitch of each measure and sustain that pitch through each measure. So sopranos, the second measure, you'll sing your A and sustain it for 3 beats. Altos, you'll sing your D. Men, you'll sing your G. So just the first pitch of each measure and sustain for 3 beats. So Joanne, we're going to start at measure 2, and can you just play the first pitches of each measure? And sing on Lu. So here we go, sopranos. Very good, nice hollow sound. So we have some really interesting harmonies going on. Most of the time you're going to have one pitch throughout the measure that steps up or down by a half step. So you want to think about really listening to each other around you and locking those harmonies together. So let's go back and let's add in all of our pitches on Lu. And this time, try to think of groups of 2 measures breathing. We're going to try to have a slight crescendo into the 3rd beat of each measure, and then follow by just a little, like a rubber band of sound, expanding and contracting. So everybody, the first page, measure 2 on Lu. Nice sound. Let's go back and let's do that same section one more time, and let's see if we can get even more of a sense of phrasing, of growing and expanding into each 3rd beat. Most of your parts, you'll see a line underneath or above your note, the tenuto mark on the 3rd beat. So let's see if we can really expand into that note and then pull away. So same section, 2nd measure, starting with the sopranos. Phrasing, that was beautiful. So let's look at what happens next. At the top of page 4, the pickups into the 3rd measure. And I want to start with just the sopranos. Joanne, could you play the sopranos pitches? In sopranos, just sing your line on Lu. Pickups into the 4th measure at the top of page 4. I'm going to have you sing that one more time, and this time, Joanne, can you play all the parts there? And as the sopranos are singing, altos and men, listen to the harmonies whenever she's playing them, and hear your parts in your head as she plays. So pickups into measure 4. Good job, sopranos, with getting that leap of a fifth at the bottom of the page, and all those little half steps in there can be a little tricky. You guys did a really good job with that. Altos and men, take a look at the bottom of page 4, the first measure of the second system. Men, the composer was not being very kind to you here, so I apologize. The altos are sustaining a G sharp, and you have to try to find a G natural to enter. So Joanne, can you play a G sharp in the altos for me? And then play a G natural in the tenors. So what I want you to do, altos, sing a G sharp and just sustain it. Play a G sharp for me. Tenors, sing a G natural. Hear that crunchiness? Okay, so altos, I want you to sustain your G sharp. Tenors, come in with your G, and then I'd like you to sing your next pitches. Forget about the repeating notes. I'll tell you when to go on to the next pitches, so just follow me and think about listening to each other and trying to lock those harmonies in together. So give me a G sharp, altos, and then a tenor's G. Tenors go up to a G sharp, altos down to an F. Both step up to your next pitch, and down to your next pitch, and your next pitch, and then the last pitch on the page. Very nice. Those are some tricky harmonies there. You guys got those little half steps really good. So let's go back to pickups into measure 4. If you can play all the parts, sopranos, this time I just want you to hear your parts in your head, while altos and men sing your parts on lieu with the rhythms and the pitches. So I'll start at pickups to the 4th measure. Yeah, can you play their parts? Okay, let's try that again. Altos and men, I'd like you to sing your parts at the top system. She's going to play the part, so she's going to play the soprano part, but I just want the sopranos to listen so you can hear where you come in relation to the soprano's pitch. So one more time, pickups into the 4th measure. Altos. Tenors. Good, now let's add the sopranos in. Everybody on lieu, same spot. And this time the tenuto mark is moved a beat away. The tenuto mark is now on the first beat of the second measure of each phrase. So think about expanding into the first beat of every other measure and then pulling back. So everybody on lieu, pickups into the 4th measure. Very good harmonies, very tight harmonies. Let's go back to the very beginning, measure 2, and then sing through that entire section. Everybody on lieu, and really think about listening and getting that intonation nice and tight and together, and shaping the phrases, a nice sense of breathing and expanding and contracting. So, second measure, can you please play their pitches? job with those harmonies. Nice sound, nice phrasing. So next week when we work on this, we will start to add